Are we rolling right now?
Yeah. Oh, come on, Kay, get it right this time.
Let's do this.
Yeah, we're 6 minutes in on the audio, so that's good. I'd rather that than have nothing.
Well,
I'll be so upset if I get nothing again.
no, we'll check it. We'll do a couple songs and then we'll check it.
Hello, friends. This is the second time we've done this podcast because I didn't press record.
It's okay. We've all been there.
I'm really sorry. It's really stressed me out. So please, if you're listening to this, please enjoy my information that I've already given to myself twice.
And we've had a cookie. We're full of sugar. We're ready to go.
I'm in. And to be honest, today's a really exciting one because this is all about you guys.
Yeah, this is our first fan-voted top 10.
Yes, we are going to be doing more of these because we want to hear from you guys. So basically, everyone has been voting for their favourite number one Arctic Monkeys song.
This is going to be a good episode.
I'm so excited because I love the Arctic Monkeys, but also you guys got really involved in this and we really appreciate it. And know we're really small at the moment, but the fact that you guys joined in is just so great to us. We're really thankful. Thank you so much.
And it's very interesting to see your listening habits. Maybe we're judging you a little bit, but that's what this podcast is all about.
I'm absolutely judging you. Don't you worry.
This is what Kay loves to do. This is why she created this podcast, because she loves to judge people's music tastes.
Absolutely. This time I'm saying it out loud instead of just keeping it in my private stories.
And you can just be like, it's for the podcast. You can't tell her off.
Yeah, it's fine. It's for the podcast. I do have another thing to admit and apologise for, which is that I may have forgotten to put Fluorescent Adolescent on the form. Sorry. There was over 100 songs on the form, and I did leave you an other box, which some of you used, and then other people just messaged me and said you didn't put Fluorescent Adolescent on. And so it might end up being a little bit higher on the list than you think it is. That's not my problem. That's your problem.
It was a test. Some of you passed, some of you didn't.
Yes, it was a test. There. It's fine.
Just gaslight people, that's okay.
Yeah. I'm really sorry. So I am sorry. I understand there was a couple other songs that were missing. I am sorry. You did have your own box to fill your songs in. So I am taking very little responsibility from this, but I do feel like I need to apologise just for the naysayers out there.
It's absolutely okay. But let's introduce ourselves as well, just in case we have any first-time listeners.
Yeah, I'm Kay, and I'm a DJ and radio presenter.
I'm Naomi. I was going to say DJ then. I'm not a DJ. I am a presenter and a radio producer.
And this week we are counting down the top 10 Arctic Monkeys songs as voted for by you guys, the fans.
We love this. I mean, absolutely iconic Arctic Monkeys.
Yeah, huge. One of my all-time favourite bands.
I'm a very casual Arctic Monkeys listener, so I love an indie playlist. I love indie music. I listen to a lot of radio. They will come on shuffle, but I never actively seek out Arctic Monkeys to listen to.
That's interesting. So you never just go, I'm in the mood for Arctic Monkeys, just leave nothing.
No.
Wow.
But there's no particular reason. I don't have any beef with them.
No.
I think they're great.
I kind of get that though. I think I'm the same with Kasabian. I like Kasabian. I'll play them at work. I'll listen to it in a playlist, but I don't go out and seek out an album.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, and there's no, I mean, maybe I will after this, because whenever they come on, you're like, yes.
I was like that last week with the Harry Styles one. Like I said to you before, I'm not really a fan. Not a fan. Does that make sense? Not a fan. But I don't actively go out and listen to him, and now I found myself looking for it, and that's quite nice. I'm glad that this podcast is making me listen to bigger stuff, which I hope is working for you guys too. You're welcome. Okay, so this is fan-led top 10, which means that you guys have voted for it, and so just remember that if a song is not performing as well as you hoped it had, it's because you didn't vote. It's your fault. There are a couple of things that I'd like to mention, some honourable mentions. One is for the person who voted for I Bet You Could Look Good on the Dance Floor Sugar Babes version.
That is iconic.
Isn't it so
Who
true?
are you? I need to be your friend.
Just thought that was so random and I love that. So thank you for that one. And also a shout out to a guy called Mikey who said, listen to I Wanna Be Yours a hell of a lot in uni with my girlfriend, now turned fiance. Great tune.
That's really cute.
Isn't that cute? So this episode is for Mikey. Also, just to mention that When the Sun Goes Down and Arabella missed out both by 1 point here on this chart. So I apologise if you are thinking your top song is not on there. You are missing out by 1 point, which is just the way the cookie crumbles.
You should have voted.
Yeah. Talking about cookies, Naomi got 6 cookies in her bag of 5 cookies today, and I've never seen someone skip into the office as quickly as she did.
I was so excited. I hit the jackpot.
It was genuinely like you'd won a massive prize.
I need to go and buy a lottery ticket.
You do need to go and buy a lottery ticket. How lucky are you? Did you look for it, or did you just...
Well, I was in M&S. I was like, I'm going to get me and Kay a little sweet treat.
Yeah.
And I was like pondering on the sweet treats, and then I was like, that bag looks like it's got more than 5 cookies in it. And that's what made me buy the cookies.
Oh my gosh. So, you know, it's our lucky day.
Yeah.
It's our lucky day. Everything is lucky for us. I can feel it. I'm going to be one of those TikTok people being like, everything is going my way.
Do you know what? This is a confession now. I see all those videos on TikTok all the time, and it's like, you've got to be grateful for every little thing. So, you know, when you're driving and the light turns green and you don't have to stop, I'll be like, oh, it's because I'm lucky. And it happens, and then you'll notice so many more things that just happen to you.
Lucky girl syndrome.
Yeah.
It definitely is a thing. You're looking on like the more positive side of life.
Yeah.
I love that.
So think of that next time you go through
a
green light.
I will. Back to the Arctic Monkeys though.
Yeah.
Sorry. It's because I am so distracted today and because I've made you do this twice. But another mention is also that we have no songs from Suck It in C, Tranquility Base Motel, or The Car. It's very obvious to me that everyone is very much in favour of the early albums. And I think this leans into what you were saying earlier about nostalgia.
Yes, we very much yearn for, this we're going to see throughout this top 10, a lot of naughty songs.
Yeah, a lot of naughty songs.
And it almost feels like music isn't quite, newer music that's coming out isn't quite hitting what we want it to hit. And we're going back to all of those older songs.
Yeah, I think people are still looking for that good vibe. And this is peak indie. 2006, 2007 is peak indie. And it's like, it doesn't get any better than that, to be honest. I think this is the reason why this is still so popular, because it is a genre of its own now. That kind of MySpace era indie. So, yeah, very popular.
And I don't want to sound pretentious. This is going to sound pretentious, though.
Absolutely.
I don't feel like we're getting as much great artistry out of music at the moment. Like, very few people are doing it and doing it well.
Yeah, I think commercially we are seeing a lot of people doing a lot of remixing or a lot of quick fixing, as I've been calling it, where they're just doing mashups and going, oh, we'll just bring that out. Like, oh my gosh. And it's that immediate recognition and notability. Like you recognize a song so quickly that you're like, oh my gosh, yes, I already know this, and this is an elevated version. And that's what's really popular at the moment, isn't it? People
are making viral music.
Yeah, that's fine, don't get me wrong, but like there's so many great stuff that's being written at the moment that I think I don't want us to miss out on. But people are just so eager for such a quick fix online at the moment that we are just going down to these remixes, and that is annoying. But
we won't get started on that.
No.
Shall we get into the top 10?
Yes, please.
Your number 10 Arctic Monkeys song is number 1 party anthem.
This one is from AM, the album. Came out on the 21st of September 2013. It is just an album song. This is not a single. So it didn't chart in the charts at all. However, the album AM did so well. It's probably on paper their most successful album. It went to number 1. And then it spent 651 weeks in the top 100 between 2013 and now. In fact, last week it was number 26 in the UK top 100 album chart.
It's still in the album chart.
Still in the album chart.
That's how you know it's a good album.
That's how much you guys want a classic album. It's so well used and well listened to and still being downloaded. It's huge, which is kind of why this song is so popular. Because I was trying to think about this. This is not a song I can play at the club. It's not anything I kind of think of as a big hit. But
Yeah.
obviously it's really, really popular with those who love the album.
Considering it's called number one party anthem, not a party anthem.
No, it's probably the slowest song on the album. It kind of leans on the idea of like end of the night, and you've been like watching this girl and thinking about asking her out or anything, and you're trying to pluck up the courage to go over, and you're kind of almost like waiting for one more last song in the club. And also the lyrics from this are actually borrowed from Do I Want to Know?
Okay.
Yeah. So from the same album, one of the most successful singles as well in the album. Alex Turner actually talks in an interview where he says he just found some voice memos on his iPhone one morning and it was for Do I Want to Know? And he just thought, yeah, I'll just borrow that.
I love how blasé he is about that.
He just doesn't care, does he?
He's just like, yeah, I just wrote another hit song out of my voice notes.
This is the thing, though, I think that some singer-songwriters don't realise when they first start out is that everyone is constantly writing and you need to constantly be writing and keeping those notes because you never know when that might be useful somewhere else.
Yeah. And I feel like as creatives, we second guess everything we do. We're constantly like, is this good enough? Do I need to write it again? I need to have a proper sit down in a studio and write all this. And actually, sometimes it's the simplest things that come to you that end up being your best work.
Yeah, 100%.
You could have a hit song sitting in your notes app and you're sleeping on it. Like,
Yeah.
because I do that as a creative. I always have this thing where my first take can't be the proper take. I'm like, no, I have to do it again. Like, there's no way my first take can be the best one. And then actually sometimes it's like, no, actually, that is the best one.
Yeah. There's some things like that that are just historically known as being the best. Everything I Do It For You, Bryan Adams, is the longest consecutive number one song ever. And it was written in half an hour.
We love that.
By the way, can you guess what the next episode's going to be? Tears for Fears, Everybody Wants to Rule World, written in half a day. Yeah, there's so much stuff. It's insane.
It's really inspiring, actually.
I think there's so much hope in that.
Yeah.
And that makes me really excited because I'm not creative in that way. I can't write songs. So I love the idea that like people have just completely believed in themselves and gone, yeah, do you know what? I'll finish it and see what happens.
Something that always makes me feel better as a creative is to remind myself that everything is made up.
Oh, I like that.
Everything has like started from scratch in the same way that any of us could start something from scratch.
Yeah.
AM, the album name, does that stand for Arctic Monkeys?
I believe it can stand for whatever you want it to stand for. I saw a interview from Alex Turner and they said, hey, does AM stand for Arctic Monkeys? And he was sort of like, yeah. Or does it stand for AM as in the morning, like thinking about the morning after? And he sort of shrugged and was like, yeah. And I can't tell if he was just bored of the interviews or whether he just likes the idea that it could be anything.
He's just messing with people.
Or just being really lazy and messing with everyone. I prefer that.
Yeah. I saw this old interview clip of David Bowie and the interviewer is like, is it Bowie or Bowie? And he's just like, yeah, whatever you want to call me. Yeah.
I love that straight up, just can't be bothered.
Yeah.
Your number 9 Arctic Monkey song is Teddy Picker.
This one, when you hear the intro to this song, it just gets you going.
It's so good. This is a fighting song in the club.
A fighting song?
Yeah, kids. I shouldn't call you kids. The crowd love to fight to indie songs.
Why though?
I don't know.
This is not why they made this music.
This has got fighting feel.
I do get that. Do you get a lot of indie mosh pits?
Yes.
Because I always associate mosh pits with like hardcore rock, but...
No, you get a lot of them in Night Arctic Monkeys because it kind of has that swaggery feel.
Yeah.
And it's fast and it moves fast. So they love that idea of like mosh into this. This is definitely one that makes them go crazy.
I don't know how Arctic Monkeys have managed to capture the sound of what I think a teddy boy would sound like, but they've done it really well.
Yeah. This is the third single from the second album as well. Favourite Worst Nightmare. This is still kind of really punchy, really early Arctic Monkeys. It came out on the 3rd of December 2007 and got to number 20. Despite this, the single still went platinum in the UK and in my car because I rinsed this CD like you wouldn't believe.
Number 20 is quite low.
Yeah, I think this is when we're starting to move away from them being this big hype band, I guess, because they were essentially like the first viral band online. You know, they came from the MySpace era. We'll probably talk about that a little bit more as well in this podcast. But they were so significant in that kind of like blow up that the first album did so well. And we're now slowly starting to see them move on to more of the indie part of the audience, so it's not as mainstream.
Give me some fun facts about Teddy Picker.
So this video is actually made by Roman Coppola. Do you know about the Coppola family?
Very vaguely. An iconic family, right?
Iconic film family. Dad, massive, made The Godfather. Sister, massive, made Priscilla, The Bling Ring. You can tell what kind of movies I watch. Marie Antoinette, huge. And Roman is no different. Roman is one of the main collaborators with Wes Anderson, either directed, written, or executively produced pretty much all of them.
I love Wes Anderson.
Me too, one of my absolute faves. He actually worked very closely on the Darjeeling Limited and Moonrise Kingdom and Isle of Dogs and The French Dispatch and so many. And this is what I mean about people picking the right person for a music video, and they like really nailed it with this one.
Yeah, I think so. And I mean artistry as well, because we've talked about, you know, music feels fast and viral in these days, but proper artistry where they put the care and attention into creating all elements of it, including the music video.
Yeah, it's at the time as well, though, in 2007, like music TV is still massive.
Yeah.
So it's still a really important part of music culture and selling music in general. So there is value to that music video, and so you have to do it well.
You don't get music video channels anymore. Like, I skip through the channels sometimes and you're like, where are they? Where are all the music videos?
Yeah, and this year especially, MTV decided to close its UK, so then now they don't show any music videos. I think they have a MTV channel that shows old episodes of Cribs and The Hills and stuff, and they're non-scripted television. So they're like all of their reality TV stuff is still rolling around. Yeah, MTV's closed and no longer makes music videos, but that was such a massive part of my teenage years.
Yeah, me too.
Like I can vividly remember watching MTV2 at my friend Christina's house. Hi, Christina. And being completely obsessed with it because we used to watch MTV2 and watch all of the rock and metal playlist, and then there would always be on a Friday night, it would be Green Day live from Detroit with Warning in full, and it was so good, and it's one of my favorite all-time Green Day albums. And I think about it and I can remember like the way the sofa feels and like the way her living room smelled, and her, like I have such vivid memories of it, and it's so important to me. I just loved it. Did you ever watch a lot of that? Or
not? I wasn't as big on MTV, but do you remember a channel called Stars?
No.
It played a lot of R&B music, and you could text in. So they had like a little banner across the bottom that had everyone's text going along, and you could send in your pictures as well.
I love that.
Yeah, me and my friends used to watch it, and we always wanted to get our picture on there, but I think it was like £4 or something ridiculous to send your picture in, and like my mum would give me £5 credit every week. Like I could not be spending my entire credit sending my picture into Stars, but like that was the ultimate dream, was to have a picture sent in.
It was iconic back then. It was part of music culture,
yeah,
which obviously doesn't exist. And we, at the time, we wouldn't have been able to watch YouTube as much.
No, I don't know if a lot of Gen Z generation know this, but you talking about that Green Day album, for example, you wouldn't just be able to watch that whenever you wanted.
No.
If you hadn't watched it on that Friday night, tough luck.
Yeah, I wouldn't have been able, there's no on demand for that. It wouldn't have been online either. It was a one and done, you know. We just had to, you caught it or you didn't. Like I'd watch Scuzz and watch all of these amazing pop punk and like metal bands from America that we didn't get over here. We didn't get the CDs as well. That was the only time we could like watch a lot of these bands. I remember the first time watching Good Charlotte on there as well. Yeah, and we had to wait ages before the album came to the UK.
I remember I had an eye operation when I was little, and then my like get well soon present from my brother was the Good Charlotte CD because I really wanted it.
Oh, I know mine is over here somewhere as well. I saw it the other day.
Did they turn out to be problematic?
No, they were okay. We like them still.
Yay.
Don't worry. I like your logic of like, are they okay? Do we still like them?
Life now is just panicking that your favourite celebrity might be a paedophile. And I don't like that we're in this era.
No, I don't enjoy it.
Your number 8 Arctic Monkeys song. This is a big one. Fluorescent Adolescent.
This is one of my faves.
And only number 8.
It might only be our number 8 because I might have made the mistake. And again, I apologise, but also you had a choice. You could have put it in the box.
Yes.
So there we are. Number 8. One of the faves.
And this is a very big Arctic Monkeys song. I think if you ask people to name an Arctic Monkeys song, this is one that they would go for.
Yeah, in my mind, I think it's the top 3 most recognisable Arctic Monkey songs.
And I think it just goes to show, going back to the whole conversation around creativity, sometimes your best work doesn't have to be the number 1.
No.
Did this get to number 1?
This got to number 5 in the UK charts, actually. So it did really well. It did very, very well. This is the second single from the second album. Favourite Worst Nightmare as well, which is one of my faves. I know I've said that at every album. Don't come for me. I love them all.
She just loves the Arctic Monkeys.
Just really like them. Yeah, it did really well, actually, this song. Number 5 is still very, very good. They're still smashing out the top hits. I think that's really important to see from Arctic Monkeys. This song was also written with his then girlfriend on a holiday.
Okay.
Yeah. So this song was written with Johanna Bennett. While her and Alex Turner were on holiday. Apparently it was like a really sleepy holiday. There wasn't much going on. And so just for fun, they were like throwing words back and forth. And they kind of come up with these lyrics. And it was just a bit of fun on a holiday. And she didn't kind of think anything of it until one day he turned around when they came back off holiday and said, oh, by the way, I've turned our lyrics into a song.
And then it turns out to be like one of the biggest songs they ever write.
Yeah, and she's co-written it with him.
Is she credited on the song?
Yes, she's credited on this song as well, which is very exciting.
And now they're exes.
Yeah. And she was interviewed once about this and how she felt about it all. And they seem really amicable about the way they got on with things. And like, you know, there's no malice in the split at all. And she at the time, she was pretty chuffed because it meant that she didn't have to go to work. She was also in a band herself. So the idea of making a bit of money without having to go to work and being in a band was quite exciting for her. She was in a band called Totalizer, who were tipped to be a big indie band, but didn't quite make the Arctic Monkeys level of fame.
I mean, Joanna, that is an iconic move to date a really well-known indie band, help them write a song, get the credit, get your bag, and move on.
Yeah, it's very impressive because he doesn't write with anyone else. It's just him and the band. There's no one else writing really with them. There's no songwriters on a lot of these songs. It'll either just be him and Matt. The drummer seems to write quite a lot of words as well. So yeah, I thought that was quite an interesting thing to see a co-writer on the song.
Because she's probably still making money off that now.
Well, she must be, because this has gone 4 times platinum. And like I said, it must be one of the most popular songs from the Arctic Monkeys ever. So it's obviously still making royalties. This also has a really good fun music video anecdote. This is made by comedian Richard Ayoade.
That's so random.
It's so random. And he does 2 Arctic Monkey songs, this one and the next one. But he is like the biggest side quester I've ever seen. Like, you know, he'll do the IT crowd and then he'll do stand-up. And then he's done, you know, random telly things like Travel Man. And then he's been in a Bond film. Like, this man has done it all.
Me and my fiance were saying this, that the best job in the world must be a TV comedian, because you're a personality hire, and you just get booked for such random jobs. Like, oh, do you want to go ghost hunting and we'll pay you 10 grand? Like, yeah.
Yes.
Like, why are we not doing that job?
Absolutely. I love that. It's just so crazy. And like, yeah, he just seems to be collecting all these like random side quests.
Good for him.
Good for him.
If we ever get to a point where we need to like make a I don't know, a music video or something for this podcast, can we get Richard Ayoade to do it?
Yes, 100%.
Richard, if you're watching, just drop us a little line.
Little DM.
That would be great.
Excellent.
Your number 7 Arctic Monkeys song is Crying Lightning.
I love this one. I love all of them.
You love all of these songs. Every single one. She's like, I just love this one. I love this one.
Released on the 6th of July 2009. This comes from the third album, Humbug, which comes out later in that year. This is also a single that has the B-side as Red Right Hand. You might recognise it as the theme from Peaky Blinders by Nick Cave.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's cool, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's got a very similar feel. The whole album has this kind of scuzzy, bassy, distorted feel. The way he sings is quite direct and it's a bit angsty, but it does have softer sides, but it is quite angsty in this one. And it also makes more sense when you find out that Josh Homme from Queens of the Stone Age produced this album.
And something we do know about this single. Charity single.
Yes. So they released the actual record exclusively available in Oxfam shops. And it was only the second ever charity single to come from Oxfam. And the first one is Do They Know It's Christmas by Band Aid, which I think is pretty cool. And I have it.
You have it?
I have it.
She's got it. Look at this archive.
You will be sick of this because I have it, but I have this.
That's cool. I mean, very questionable lyrics.
Yeah.
But undeniably iconic.
Yeah. It's still, it was huge at the time.
Yeah.
Annie Lennox, Bananarama, Culture Club, Duran Duran, U2, Wham, Spandau Ballet, Phil Collins. It's huge. But yeah, Arctic Monkeys to do the second ever charity single for Oxfam is pretty cool.
And that was just the vinyl for this single?
Just the vinyl, which I also have, but I can't seem to find. It was like a 10-inch and it had 3 singles on it. Yeah, it was really cool. Your number 6 favourite Arctic Monkeys song is the iconic first single, I Bet You Look Good on a Dance Floor.
Number 6 for this is also not doing it justice, surely.
No, I thought this would be higher. But again, like you said earlier, I don't think the most popular songs that we think of or like the biggest songs are the most popular.
No, this is probably one of the most well-known songs, but actually if you are a hardcore fan, sometimes the big chart songs, you get a bit sick of them.
Yeah, I'd skip this.
Fair enough.
I'd be like, I've heard it too many times, skip.
I bet the kids go absolutely feral in the club for this though.
They really do. This is another one that they would fight to. They would love a fight to this.
Stop fighting in the clubs.
They love a fight.
Stop it.
They had a fight to Arctic Monkeys yesterday. Shout out to Pressure. This obviously went straight into number 1 in the 29th of October 2005 when it came out. It was huge. They were the first viral internet band. This was huge for them. The reason why they did so well as well, it wasn't just because of MySpace, was also because they managed to create this feeling of like fandom. They were giving out their songs on CDs, on burnt CDs, and giving 2 or 3 songs to everyone, and then people would have to swap their CDs and burn them to give to their friends so that you had the whole collection.
That's so clever.
Yeah, they really helped create like a new version of fandom, and it was just all about spreading MP3s and CDs, and I just loved that. And so when they were playing all these gigs in Sheffield, people already knew all the words because they already had them. They either had them on MySpace or they had them on these CDs that they'd find on buses. They just leave on bus seats.
And that's such a great way to create a community because you have to go looking for it.
Yeah, and that's something that is really prominent in today's market as well. As an artist, you're taught that community has to come first, and it does, because how will anyone care for you if you don't care about them? So you have to give something back. And I just think that it was so fun. And there's a lovely interview about the guy who owned the first pub that they played in, and people already knew the words. And the guy was like, I can't believe they already do. And it's because they were already passing their songs on CDs and MP3s.
Do you know what I think about that as well? It's really whimsical. And we don't have enough whimsy in the world anymore.
Not enough whimsy.
Bring that back. Could you imagine if Harry Styles had done that with his current album and people had to go out and seek out the songs. That would have been so good.
It's so fun.
Yeah.
It's so fun and silly.
And also back in the day, God, we're getting very nostalgic today, where we couldn't just get any music on our phone. So you'd have to get your mate to like Bluetooth or infrared it to you.
Yeah.
Because we just had to seek it out, and you had to go, oh, you'd be like, oh, so-and-so in that class has got it on their phone, like go and talk to them. And you'd have to really seek out the song you wanted as your ringtone.
Yeah, 100%. And it was very much that kind of thing. And you'd like be following each other on MySpace to see what other people listen to. And it, again, all of this creates community. And this is why they were like massive from the internet boom. They were like one of the first ones of like this huge MySpace era. Other ones that are notable from the MySpace era, by the way, could you guess any?
MySpace was slightly before my time. I was very much Bebo was the big thing.
R.I.P. to Bebo. What a place. Other acts from MySpace include Adele,
Okay.
Lily Allen, and Calvin Harris. Do you remember Acceptable in the 80s?
Great song.
Yeah, that was my knowledge of Calvin Harris. I remember him performing that in Wireless Festival 2007. I think it was, yeah. Wireless Festival 2007, and he had brown hair and he was a skinny boy wearing a big oversized white t-shirt. He was the peak of MySpace era, along with Kate Nash. Huge. And these are all the artists that grew from creating a community. Lily Allen especially. And look how successful she is now.
Yeah.
Huge. And that's all come from her just being online, chronically online, before online was a thing.
Bring back MySpace.
Yeah. I Bet You Look Good on a Dance Floor only spent 1 week at number one.
Only one?
Only 1 week. Do you know what it was knocked off by?
Go on.
This one made me laugh when I researched this the other day. It was knocked off the top spot for 2 weeks. For Westlife's version of You Raise Me Up.
I loved Westlife when I was younger. They were the first band I ever saw live in 2003.
No way.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Arctic Monkeys, it did really well. It stayed in the charts forever, I feel. I feel like I see it in the charts every so often. Also won an Ivor Novello Award for Best Song Musically and Lyrically.
Do you think Arctic Monkeys can really keep track of all the awards and nominations and everything they've got going on? Because this is crazy.
No. I think they knew that they were going to be a big band, but I don't think they knew that like they were going to go off like this. Do you know what I mean? Like winning awards for lyrics. I don't think that was ever part of their like manifesto, if you like. I think they were just like, let's have a really good time.
Which I just think you have more success in that. If you're just nonchalant, like, yeah, just making it for the love of it.
Yeah.
It's going to get you further, isn't it?
Absolutely. Love it.
Okay, your number 5 Arctic Monkeys song is View from the Afternoon.
Yes. So this is an album track from Whatever People Say I Am, and that's what I'm not. This is very important. I'm going to read it from my phone because it's technically interesting and I don't want to get it wrong. So this should have been the 3rd single from the band, but as they announced that the next release would be the 5-track EP, Who the F Are the Arctic Monkeys, still trying to not swear on this, featuring this song, it was disqualified from being listed in the UK singles chart. And also the EP was disqualified from being in the album chart for being too cheap. I know that's quite a mouthful, and it's important because I want to make sure that you understand that it wasn't a single because of technicality.
What do you mean by too cheap?
So I had a little look in through this because I was like, that seems really odd. But the official charts rulings from 2006, and I went through the addendums, and it had to be more than £4.59 for it to be an album. And I think because it was a 5-track EP, they tried to sell it for like £3 something. And so it was too cheap to be an album. But because it had more than 3 songs on it, it couldn't be a single.
Right.
So it's a bit of a mess. And this is here. And it was quite a big deal because it had a couple of songs that weren't on any of the albums. I just thought it was really interesting. I remember it coming out and it being dirt cheap. And I think that's why I've got it.
Yeah.
because it was a cheap way of getting an Arctic Monkey CD.
It's a very cool looking album.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, but it's just a 5-track EP. There was no reason for this to be out because this also features in another album. So it didn't really quite make any sense why it came out. I think they just had extra songs and they were just getting excited and they wanted to give the fans something.
Why not?
Yeah, exactly. So that's the reason why this single, you might think it's a big song and as a single, but it's actually not properly a single.
Do you know what I love about this song? It feels very mischievous.
This is another one that makes people go rowdy.
Yeah, I think a lot of Arctic Monkey songs, mischievous.
Very mischievous. This is another reason why we said about people should just write songs and just keep them. Because Alex Turner said, this is one of the last songs written for the album. There's nothing clever. It's just about anticipating the evening, finding comfort in the familiarity and the fact that you know you're bound to send a daft message or something before the sun comes up. I think I've stopped doing that now. And that is from The Enemy in 2006.
Oh, that's so poetic.
Isn't it great?
I love that.
I just love the fact that it's just like, it's about nothing and everything. Here you go.
Again, this has turned out to be a really deep episode about the creative process, but also you can write about literally anything.
Anything.
Like you could sit on your sofa, look around, pick something and be like, I'm going to write a hit song about that cup over there.
Yeah, and even if you don't like the Arctic Monkeys, I hope that like the idea of doing that inspires you because look how successful they are.
Yeah.
I think that's a really important thing to think about.
See, this is happening now. What happened in the Harry episode is you became really fond of Harry. I'm starting to become really fond. I'm like,
Yay!
I love these guys.
I told you
love
so.
it.
Number 4 of your favourite Arctic Monkey songs is Do I Want to Know? This was released on the 19th of June 2013 and it peaked at a number 11 in the UK music charts and over the years has been in the top 100 for over 80 weeks.
I don't know why I thought you were going to say 18 years then. Because it wouldn't surprise me at this point with the Arctic Monkeys.
They do like to stick around, don't they?
Yeah, I mean, again, another massive song.
Huge. This is also the second single from the 5th album, AM. The first single was Are You Mine, which didn't get into the chart but was also very highly voted for. This album has so many songs in everyone's top singles. Like, this album is obviously objectively one of the most favourite albums.
And it's interesting because we've done some episodes with chart data and this is our first one with fan data. But I don't think this is too dissimilar to what we would expect to see in the chart data. People vote with their listens. People know what they like.
Yeah, 100%. And it is in the top 5 of the most streamed songs on Spotify. So yeah, you are correct. It is very similar to the listenership. This also was the big breakthrough single for America for them.
Okay.
Yeah, it took this long for them to really hit American charts and this single got into the Billboard 100.
It's, I feel like, very hard to crack America.
Yeah, and the fact that it's taken them, 6 years to crack America feels very Beatles-esque. That they went over to crack it. That whenever I see anyone talk about that, I always think about the Beatles and how they went over with a plan. It almost kind of feels like that for this single.
Pack up your suitcase, lads. We're off to crack America.
Yes. That's really fascinating to me that it's taken 6 years. And also I think that's another thing, again, writing process and talking about longevity, that you can wait for years. Like, it's not a one and done thing. You're not throwing out singles on TikTok all the time and thinking that's the end of my career because that one single didn't work. They released many albums before they got to where they wanted to be. And that's should surely give you hope.
Yeah. And I mean, we're ticking off all the award nominations at this point. So surely this has got to have some.
Yeah, this is nominated for Best Rock Performance in the 2015 Grammys. So huge, huge deal for these boys.
Yeah, Grammys. That's the big one.
That is the big one.
Your number 3 Arctic Monkeys song, I Want to Be Yours.
This is the one that surprised me the most because I never really listened to this song.
No, me either.
And I feel like it's slow. And I'll be really straight up and honest with you guys. I didn't realise the significance of this song. Did you?
No, but this is Mikey and his fiance's song, right?
Yes. So it is a love song, and that's because the song is a poem by John Cooper Clarke, and it is a really well-known poem for weddings. Might be one for you.
Do you know what? I was listening to this the other day and I was like, oh, this is a nice one for the wedding playlist.
Yeah, this is a poem that is quite often quite popular at weddings. John Cooper Clarke is a little bit more of a sort of a punk poet, and so this is his like love poem, and he doesn't normally do love poems, but when you've watched him perform it, you'll understand why it's quite funny to me that he's like, this is my love poem, but not just because of the lyrics, but because of the way he does it. Let me play it for you so you can see. Also, he's so iconic with his sunglasses and his massive hair.
You know what, actually, I might just play this at my wedding.
Yeah, it's so straight up.
Yeah, I don't think he's heard of intonation.
No, and the way he like just folds up the folder of papers and just like gets on with it, and that's it. That's the video.
I can't believe I've never seen that before.
Yeah. What I didn't know was that apparently it was in the GCSE English syllabus in the 90s. I don't remember it being in my syllabus at all. To be honest, I don't remember anything from school, like anything academic from school. So I have no idea. It probably was. I have no idea. So yeah, that's why it was so popular in the 90s and early noughties and at weddings. But also one person that was studying it in school that found it really interesting was Alex Turner, who then decided to turn it into this song.
Because it's a really lovely song.
Yeah, and it's just such fun lyrics, like, I want to be your vacuum cleaner, breathing in your dust. I want to be your full cortina. I will never rust. Like, it's so lovely, but also so ridiculous and so logical. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I thought that was so fun. And obviously he did too. And he said it made my ears prick up in the classroom because it was nothing like I'd ever heard. And so he turned it into a song. It is an album track that was never released, but it hit 99 in the top 100 in 2022 due to TikTok.
And this is the number one song on Spotify.
Yes. This is actually the number 14 most streamed song on Spotify ever.
Wow. That surprises me because I'd never really heard this song.
It's something that I just thought of as an album song, and this is my problem, is that I've obviously got into the work mode so much because I listen to music every day as work, as a DJ. So I never really think of anything other than, oh, it's punchy or it fits a brand theme or whatever I'm doing at the time, whatever project I'm working on. So I feel like I've lacked on listening to album songs for a long time. And I've been trying to work back on that. When this came through and you guys had voted for it so highly, and I was so confused. And then I went on to Spotify and I saw that it was their biggest stream song. And then obviously then when I did the research, finding out it's one of the most streamed songs ever, I was so confused. And then I was like, oh, okay, this makes total sense when I go back and see that it's like this logical love song, which I think is really funny. This has 3.6 billion streams and counting.
The people yearn for weird love metaphors.
Do you want to know what the number one most streamed track on Spotify is?
Is it a Taylor Swift song?
No.
Thank God. What is it?
It's Blinding Lights by The Weeknd.
Oh, that doesn't surprise me. That song was massive.
Huge, but after seeing that, I'm so surprised.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be like a country song or something, that I didn't know. But yeah, I thought that was quite a good fact.
That is a fun fact. I feel like there's a feature coming on here. Let me be your vacuum cleaner, breathing in your dust. What other weird things can we get in to say to our romantic partners?
Yeah, can we get like a little thing going on in the chat where you send us your favourite weird love poems? Because I want more like this, because this is really fun.
Yeah.
My sister's friend did the Ning Nang Nong and it makes me want to cry because it's really sweet. And I just thought that's such a silly, fun poem. So if you have silly, fun poems that will make me cry, please send them my way. I love it.
She loves a good cry.
Yeah, I love a good cry. To be fair, surprised I haven't cried in this episode yet.
Considering how big a fan you are
I
of
know.
Arctic Monkeys, there's still time, so we still got 2 more tracks.
I wonder if there's bets on between my friends on what episode I will cry in.
Yeah. This is a close one.
This is very close. Your number 2 is an album track from the first studio album. This is Whatever People Say I Am, That's What I'm Not, which came out on the 23rd of January 2006. This single is called Mardy Bum.
Not surprising at all.
It's one of my absolute favourites.
Is this another fighting song?
No, this is an arms around everyone, sing along, end of night song. It works for us in the club. They love this song.
Yeah, it is a really good one.
It does chart at one point, though. It charts at number 90 in the top 100 in July 2023, mainly down to the humongous tour they did that year. And so streaming and discography just went crazy. So it has hit the charts, but later on, 13 years later, 16 years later.
It's
Yeah,
still doing
16
well.
years later. Sorry, my brain went.
We do music, not maths.
Yeah, this is not my vibe.
I imagine this one is really good when you see them live, because I imagine that whole feeling of like everyone in the crowd belting it out together.
100%. This is the one you wait for to hear like out loud, and everyone is just I remember like going and seeing them at Glastonbury, and this was so loud you could barely hear the band. People were just like shouting the words. It was so good. I think this might be my fave. What? Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
You can't pick a favourite. Stop lying to yourself.
I can't. The album is released on 23rd of January 2006 after incredible success of the first 2 singles going straight to number 1. This album then went to number 1 for 4 weeks, and since then has been in the top 100 588 times.
Again, just such a timeless album.
Huge. I know we said about AM being huge. AM has bigger streaming numbers, but obviously this album, Whatever People Say I Am, comes through so many times because it has bigger songs. It's iconic.
And I wouldn't be surprised that if we did this again in a year's time, those numbers would be even higher.
Yeah, 100%. It's an album classic now. This is what it does. It just lives in the ether. Like we said about those songs from 2016, they're just something that lives on in the chart. It's just so popular again and again, week on week.
And just from a perspective of like paycheck, they are sorted.
Yeah, they must be making plenty of money because they are number 44 in the world of top artists in Spotify. So that says everything. In the world, number 44, and has 54.7 million monthly listeners.
Those numbers are just crazy.
It's crazy. Obviously, not making as much money as they should be on 0.006p per play. And there lies the problem with the music industry, which we will not get into today because I will use the whole time of this podcast on talking about it. But still, a significant amount of money is being made from those streams just on Spotify alone.
Do you know some of the biggest radio stations pay hundreds of pounds per play? One of the, I won't name it, one of the biggest stations in the UK pays £400 a play.
So every time they play a song, the PRS end up working out as £400 per play?
Yes.
Wow. Is this a really obviously significant UK radio station?
Yes. I mean, it's probably much the same for all of your big UK radio stations.
Gosh, that's massive though.
Yeah.
So radio play is still significant.
And when you think about the radio charts, all the songs that are on the main rotations, they probably get played several times a day.
Yeah.
They are making thousands per day.
Wow.
Just off of radio plays. And obviously that'll all get trickled down to fees here and agencies and songwriters. That artist who's making that song isn't seeing the £400.
No, but to know that radio's still making that money for people.
Yes. It's crazy.
Wow, that's so good to know.
All right, let's do a little recap of the top 9 before we say what your number 1 Arctic Monkeys song is.
Yes, absolutely. Let's go for it.
Number 10 is number 1 Party Anthem.
Number 9 is the fighting song Teddy Picker.
Number 8, Fluorescent Adolescent.
Number 7 is Crying Lightning.
Number 6, I Bet You Look Good on the Dance Floor.
Number 5 is View from the Afternoon.
Number 4, Do I Want to Know?
Number 3 is I Wanna Be Yours.
Number 2, Mardy Bum.
And finally, your favourite Arctic Monkeys song, as voted for by you guys, the fans, is...
Drum roll.
Maybe we'll get a sound bite one day. 505.
I don't know what that song is.
Oh, this is fun. So you don't know this song?
I probably will when I hear it.
Play it anyway.
Yeah, this is familiar. Okay, we can go back to it.
So 505, and I find this interesting again because it's an album track that has suddenly got popular or has been sort of picked up by the fans to be a fan favourite. It is the last single on Favourite Worst Nightmare. I don't see it as a massive significant song. I always thought of it as an album song. And then when I started DJing, people kept asking for this, and I just thought that's quite an interesting thing. I'll take a punt, and I played it. The significant part about this song and why it works so well in the club, which is why I think it's so popular now, it has this massive long build up, and I think that's why people love it in the club. It's a huge club song.
That really surprises me.
Yeah, honestly, it took me a while to realise that this was so significant to people, and now it's probably one of my most requested Arctic Monkey songs.
And how big was this in terms of winning the vote? Was it a clear winner?
Yeah, it very much was. It was significant. Also, I think there's a little bit of that snobby thing going on where you're like, oh no, obviously I don't love any of the singles. I love this really significant album track. And I think there's a little bit of that when you do the voting. I'm fascinated by the way you guys vote. I think there's so much to be said because there was a lot of random album picks that just all had like one vote. That spread the vote quite far as well. That was the other part that I found really interesting because there was at least 11 votes on separate songs that all got one vote each.
And I think that's what makes it really interesting doing the fan vote, because you can talk about chart data, but sometimes that chart data is influenced by other things like radio play.
Yeah,
that it gets into people's heads, and then if they're not an Arctic Monkeys listener, they might go and listen to that one song. Or like I do, I shuffle a lot of random indie playlists, so you've got all the bigger tracks on those indie playlists that everyone knows, whereas actually what the fans want is sometimes very different.
100%. And this one is very much pushed by the band themselves. This would often be like last song of the show on tour. So they have pushed that this is like an end song and it's good fun and it's got a really good vibe to it and it's exciting. And which is why in the club everyone seems to like it at the end as well, because it's got that end feel to it. So the band and the fans have pushed for this to be a significant song.
That's really nice, though.
Yeah.
Everybody's like on the same page about it.
Yeah. Isn't it cool?
Yeah.
And the other thing is that this is another sleeper track where it's been an album song and people sort of go, yeah, it's fine, like us, and we're just like into it. And then it'll suddenly pop up on TikTok, just like I Want to Be Yours or Do I Want to Know? And this song actually got to number 64 in 2022 in the charts because of people making Tumblr core TikToks.
Tumblr. A sweeping fringe. Let's bring that back.
Oh my God, yes, please. Reposting on Tumblr.
And writing raw over the top of everything, spelled RAWR.
Oh, gosh, they were the worst of times, weren't they?
But also the best of times.
No. But yeah, so lots of people doing it on TikTok. And again, this is where, when we said in the first episode that we did, that we find social media does take a hold on stuff and brings things back. So you never know what's going to happen to the chart now these days, because social media makes a very big difference in how the chart is made because of streaming. This is the third most streamed Arctic Monkey song on Spotify. This has 2.7 billion streams.
Fair play. I can see why, because it is a very good song.
Yeah. And it's, again, one of my favourites. And it's obviously one of Alex Turner's favourites because when he did The Last Shadow Puppets, they also covered it. And also Miles Kane from The Last Shadow Puppets also came and sang with the Arctic Monkeys on this. So they obviously, it's a favourite within the band, which I think is really nice to see, actually. I like it when the band sort of give out something to you guys, the fans, and say, hey, We really like this one. Well, that's it. That was your top 10 Arctic Monkeys songs as voted for by you guys. I hope you enjoyed it. We really enjoyed looking through what you guys were voting for and comparing it against some of the chart stuff. It's been really interesting. I am very excited about doing another one.
Yeah. Keep your eyes peeled because we will be opening more votes and we are fascinated.
Yes, please. And if you didn't like it, make sure you vote next time so that you can have your say, because it's quite literally all down to you guys.
I thought you were about to say if you didn't like the podcast, I was going to be like, just leave. Don't
Just
tell us
go.
you didn't like it because we will cry.
No, and we, like I said, I'd like to try and not cry for at least another 2 episodes.
Yeah, we're doing well.
We're doing well. Thank you so much for listening for your number 1 pod. We will be back next time with the longest running number 1 songs ever.
I reckon we might see some songs we've already seen.
I think we might. Thank you so much and we'll see you soon.
Bye.